Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Maniac Mindset, where I express opinions you may or may not agree with. I am your host, Had Enough. So, I'm trying to understand something. Let me stretch real quick. So, how did we go from no one wants to work anymore to you're not good enough to work for us? Man, we should have took advantage of those jobs when no one wanted to work. Of course, we're all doing fucking fine because we had that COVID money. I know I was. Man, if we could have saw how shit was going to go downhill once 2021 hit, right? Gas went up, everything went up, blood pressure, anxiety, stress went up. Here we are at 2026. Shit has not gotten any better. Yeah. I'm fortunate to have my selection of side hustles, which is weird to say because it's like it can't be a side hustle unless you don't have a main hustle, which my main career is my music career, but it only goes so far. We like to pretend that the entertainment industry is bulletproof from the economy when really it goes hand in hand. And so, but that I have my e-commerce business, which is at a standstill. It's not doing great right now, but it had its ups and downs. It went did good for a little bit. Did kind of shitty. Came up, did really good. I think a couple months ago, and then but I'm slowly kind of getting back into it. I have not got back to releasing new products, and I mainly run it on eBay, and so I haven't listed in a while, and so but I'm slowly getting back into it. I had to kind of revamp what was working. I had to dissemble what wasn't selling, what wasn't working. So I know June, which is pretty close to a month away from now, is when I will get back to it. So I have that, and then I have a couple other side hustles, some independent contractor stuff, and so, but definitely been trying to get back into the workforce, extra income, man. Definitely during the week, I got some open availability during the week, but Jesus, haven't been in the job force. I haven't had a what they call a real job in almost 4 years. So figure out where I fit in or what would work for me, and just like fuck. Yeah. It has a lot to do, I think a lot to do with the competition out there. What places are hiring? Who has what company has not fired fucking 95% of their staff? Who actually needs help? What area do they not already have AI handling the job just fine? Where do they actually need you? Been on tons of interviews. Yeah, I've done the whole, applied for 500,000 jobs. Shout out to Indeed. You know, so, um, yeah, it's just like, man, they really raised their standards. Before they're just like, we just need someone willing to show up. Now it's just like, man, and the fucking pay these jobs offer, Jesus. Um, for me though, for me, if I can't get a job, whatever. I'll just work harder with what I'm doing. I'll cut back on some expenses. I put every time I get paid, no matter what it is, I at least put 10, somewhere between 10 to 20% to savings. I'm invested. I'm invested in the stock market. I like to try and invest at least 500 a month. But if I'm going through kind of a transitional period, or you know what I mean, if money's just a little tight or whatever, I need a little bit more disposable income. than 100 a month, you know. But I keep that going. Like right now, like I'll have automated investing of at least $5 a day. It's not much, but something, and that's nonstop automated, right? Actually, I take that back. Right now, I'm about it's $5 a day, and that's split between two ETFs, the S&P 500 and the both Vanguard, but I'm using Robinhood, and then like the total stock, the international stock market. So it's the whole stock market, the United States and international. And then I got the Schwab, which I pay every week. So I basically buy a new stock, $10 a month, $10 every week or something like that. Very minimal. Now, right when I get to an area where where I feel real comfortable, things are going good and stuff like that, I'll double that, right? And then I'll even look at other. I don't, and then I have Cash App. I'll do individual stocks on Cash App, but like we're talking like the real estate ones that pay the monthly dividends, and that's my play money. My Robinhood, I keep the shit in there, like that's stuff that I know that's gonna like and then I have another one. I have a Roth IRA on another brokerage account that I've had for years, so which has been life changing for me. I won't say what. Try to keep some shit private here, but and then so I have that, and then so the whole Cash App, you know, like realty income. I think that's what it's called. Double check. I'm not trying to put out false information or someone in the comments going, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about." Give me a break. I think that's what's called realty income. Yeah, so it's real estate stuff and just stuff like that. You know, maybe some extra, AI stocks or something like that. So Cash App is just like, that's not for the long term necessarily. Like I'm just like investing in it, buying as many shares as possible, and then da da da. And then at some point, once it really picks up, like it does something, and if I want to go, use it, if I want to use it for vacation, or if I'm just saying, fuck it, I'll just go splurging on something, I can take a little bit out. So yeah, so my Cash App stock, which Cash App, I feel like Cash App's underrated when it comes to the investing because it's really simplified. I'd actually recommend anyone new to investing to start with Cash App because it's so simplified, and then you can, So I eventually started with Cash App, and I moved over to Robinhood, and I only kept a few here. So let me make sure I get that. Yeah, Realty Income. And then there's Stag Industrial, Agree Realty, Health Peak Properties, the Armor Residential yeah, stuff like that. And so because it's low cost, you know what I mean? So low cost. So I could put some in there and then I'll just buy share, put that on automatic as well. And then, let the dividends roll in. While they're still going to be small until you get a good amount, until you get a great amount of shares, so you can reinvest them or just let them sit in the savings account, whatever it may be. And so that's like my play money. Eventually, I can, as it builds up, I can do that Robinhood and then my Roth. No, not touching that. So I'm letting that build up, and so that's kind of what I'm doing. But anyway, back to these fucking jobs, man. The fucking 3 4 you gotta go on like 10 interviews and they still won't give you the job. You get that generic email, which probably written by AI, which I'm more than convinced that's who wrote it. AI. And so yeah, man, it's discouraging. I know plenty of people who are just like, fuck. Jesus, fucking Chick-fil-A probably wants a master's degree and a 800 fucking credit score. Charlie's Chicken's probably worse. Charlie's Chicken, man, you gotta be A plus. I'm like, bro, fucking Popeyes. Because that's what I thought. I was just like, you know what? Fuck it, just get a if you're just trying to get an extra income, a consistent paycheck, then just go work at these fast food places that nobody wants to work at anymore because of their pride. Fuck. Like I was just saying, man, you go to McDonald's or Popeyes and they're like, no man, you gotta like you'd be like, you gotta have a master's degree and a perfect credit score. It's like you gotta be top notch to work here and and then you see their staff and you're like, the fuck? I'm kidding, by the way. That didn't happen. But yeah, man. For those who like need a job, who I'm very fortunate with the resources I have. A lot of people are not, and I can tell you, man. Some people just it's got to be extra frustrating for these people who don't have those resources. I don't know where you go from here. And I don't agree with everything that people say, especially my generation. People think like, well, you're just going to replace us with AI robots. Well, then who's going to buy the product? I'm not convinced that we are being fully replaced by AI. I don't. I I can tell you for somebody like I use Chat GBT. I love it. I'm not going to replace it with. I'm not going to place everything with Chat GBT, but it has its value though, and I'm still kind of learning. I learned kind of ideas on how to type out an email and like how it should be what the email, what's the purpose, how it should be presented. Fuck, and so you have that. I fuck dude, I made my resume with AI. I used Chat GBT helped me build up a resume. I mean, I edited it to come off a little bit more human and stuff like that. But yeah, it has its advantages. But I don't believe that I mean, if anything, you're gonna need humans to operate the AI. But even then, like you apply for all these jobs and you find out that they're not even hiring. All they did was collect your data. And what are they gonna do with your data? They're gonna sell it to third party countries, third world. Well, that too. They're gonna sell it to third party countries and they're gonna feed their AI with your data. Why? So they can emulate you. I already know that's part of the fucking game here. But even then, I say because I believe that it's not going to be for all of us because the end game doesn't make sense. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I'm conflicted actually. The more I think about it, I'd like to believe they don't because it's just like there's just some things you need humans to do. But AI is not going to burn down a warehouse because you didn't pay it enough. You don't even pay them at all, or as far as I'm concerned, you're not. AI is, they're not going to sexually harass other AI robots. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we'll see. They're not gonna be late because they'll live at your facility. They'll live in your office. You can turn them on and off, or you can just keep them going 24/7. Keep productivity going. I don't know. I'm interested though. I don't know. I should be scared like so many people are. They're like terrified of AI, terrified or angry, and I'm neither. I was gonna see how this shit plays out, man. I didn't have faith in the fucking economy. Well, I don't mean the economy. I didn't have faith in the 9 to 5 rat race job market. Since I was a teenager, since I got out of high school, just because I knew what I wanted to do with my life, and thankfully I'm still doing it. But like I always looked at jobs as means to an end. You know, so all the stuff they hear the younger generation saying, "Oh, they don't care about us." Like that's one they say that a lot. They don't pay you enough to live. Um, all the shit. You know, we don't want to wait till we're old to make our fortune. That's another thing. I'm just like, fuck. We got. I was just like, what about these younger people who are living in Dubai? We can't live like them. We got to wait till we're in our 60s to. This is crazy, man. This is fucking crazy. I'm retiring at 55. Fuck it. I don't give a shit anymore. I already know that's the plan. I mean, I'll still do what I enjoy. I'll still do the music shit. I'll start, other businesses and stuff like that. But as far as working for the man, as far as, you know, doing stuff I don't want to do in order to pay bills and have money. Yeah, once I'm 55, I ain't doing this shit anymore. And I'll be 45 in June. So 2 months from this week, 2 months away. I'll be 45, and so it's like 10 years. So yeah, I'll just work some job for 10 years, and then I don't know, unless that's if I land a job. But even then, like with the job, um, yeah, then I'll give my best 10 years, and then if I land a job that I really really enjoy, and I just don't see a sense in leaving, I said, hey, I'll just stay here. It's working for me. That's fine. I'm just talking about doing shit I don't want to do. That's all I'm talking about. So if I enjoy doing it, I'll do it. But at least I know at 55 I don't have to do anything. That's kind of my goal. That's when I've really been putting a lot of work in now because I'm ready. You know, financial freedom, man. That's what we're all looking for. It seems it seems wild because it's like we're all after the same thing, and everyone's like, oh, everyone wants financial freedom. Everyone wants financial freedom. Why don't you? Anything, any form of freedom should be wanted, and it should be what you want to work towards. So, man, I watched The Matrix the other night. I haven't watched that movie in forever, and them talking about how mankind and AI. It's just funny. Some movies from '99, and I was just like, I felt like I was watching a futuristic movie. And they talked about they don't know who struck first. Was it humanity or AI? That's what's going to happen, man. There's so many, that's what's going to happen here. We're going to live in the matrix. I'm convinced. Fuck it. Yeah. And I don't believe AI will strike first. I don't think there's enough. And I don't know. I feel like humanity will be terrified of what they think AI can be capable of. But they're going to strike first. And then we're going to be enslaved by the machines. But they'll create a simulation that'll just make us forget we are. They'll make us forget that we're nothing more than this. Just give you, yeah, that's all they, but we won't know because it'll look just like what we're used to. But but no, I want to. I don't want to say I forgot, but it was good to remind you. Matrix was a badass movie, but man, it makes you feel some kind of way watching that now with the dialogue, with everything going on. Yeah. Fuck. Anyways, guys, that's all I got for you. You guys have a good night.